Welcome and welcome back to Rebellious Joy, where we're fighting back and choosing joy anyway. Today I am doing my vision board. I just got back from working out. That is something new that I've been doing since 2025. You never have to wait until the new year to do something new or start over or make a change. And I'm going to put all of that into practice. Yes, it is a brand new year, and I plan for this year to be better than any year has ever been, but they say, tell God your plans and you'll make him laugh. But this year I'm rocking with God harder than I've ever rocked with God. I don't know if you can hear my dog whining in the background. He knows what the word dog means, so he's like, oh, she's talking about me. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Last year was a very challenging year, and that's to say the least. Right now is the best time for my dog to play with his toy. Y'all just gonna have to hear it. Last year was a very challenging year. Last year, my husband passed away. I had a group of friends that I thought I was growing into a lifelong relationship with, but that didn't happen. And then I had a friend that I've known since I was under 20. I really don't remember how old I was when I met her, but that friendship ended. And if I hadn't gone through all that I've gone through in the past year and beyond, I'd be a lot sadder. The reason why I'm not sadder is because I know that life is short. For me, for you, for the friends, and that we should just live our lives. And there is no sense dwelling on nonsense because we need to live our lives. And I wish them all the best. I hope that their 2026 is prosperous. I hope this is the best year they've ever had. And I mean that genuinely. Because I'm going to have the best year I've ever had. As you can see my picture a little bit, I got some healthy foods. So I have become a gym girly. I did not expect to become a gym girly. I started doing that in 2025. And I like it. I'm so surprised that I like it. This year I've decided to disrupt my life. Just completely just shake it up. I bought this home that you can see behind me in 2016 when I was 30 years old. Very proud of myself. Extremely proud of myself. And I took my son to the closing. Can you hear my dog? There's my dog. I brought my son with me to the closing. We sat at the closing table together. And I love this home. I love it. It's so pretty. But what I had to remind myself is I'm the one that made it pretty. I'm the one that made it a home. It was a house. And I made it a home. And I can do that with another home. So I'm selling this house. I am selling this house. And I am going to be buying another house. So excited about it too. At first I was nervous. Like, oh, but I like this house. But I'm really not liking what the neighborhood is becoming. The county officials are building up every spot that they can get. And I know that's happening in a lot of areas. But they're not building any roads. Traffic is a nightmare. The area that I live in, there's really not a whole bunch to do. So you're stuck in traffic to do nothing. I don't live in Atlanta. I live in Georgia, but I don't live in Atlanta. So you kind of want to get to Atlanta so you could do some things, experience some things. But it's so hard to get there because of all the traffic. And I really just want to live somewhere where I can't see my neighbors. Not that I'm antisocial. I am a little bit. But my home is my solace. That's where I go to get rest and go to get peace. And I want to be on a property in the middle of some trees. When I open my door and sit on my porch, all I see is trees and hear birds. I need peace in my life. With all that I've gone through this year, I'm so glad to still be standing. What is wrong, puppy? I'm not giving him attention, so. With all that I've gone through this year, I mean, it's nothing but God that I feel the way I feel now. I remember when my son's father passed, I was distraught. I was depressed for years. And I really like laid it all on God to bring me out of the depression this time, because I got depressed again. But I told God, I don't want to do that. And nobody ever wants to be depressed, but I was like, God, show me how to get out of it, and He did. I was actually having a moment earlier today. I was cooking dinner, and I was remembering a time that I was cooking at the stove, and my husband was sitting on the island, the kitchen island, watching me cook, and I turned around and took a picture of him, and I miss him. I miss him. I wish he was here. I wish I could cook for him and put his plate in front of him, but he's not. So yeah, I had a little sad moment earlier today, and then I went to the gym. I saw a friend there that I hadn't seen in a while, so that was cool. I didn't really talk too much because I was in the middle of my workout, and I'm new to working out, and I can't stop because if I stop, it's going to throw off my whole everything. So I'm rambling, but I appreciate you for sticking with me. I want to talk about starting over and why it's okay. I'm you guys just gonna have to get used to my dog's noises. So I'm really okay with risk. I've always taken a lot of risks, and selling my home and just about everything in it and buying another house is like, it's scary because I know this house. I know its quirks. I know, things that needed to be fixed in the past that got fixed, and I don't know this new house, and what if it gives me more drama? But it's time to be 40. So today's Sunday, as at the time of this recording. Yesterday I was supposed to go to Puerto Rico for my 40th birthday. It's part of my 40th birthday celebration. I was going to go solo. I had so much planned. I was going to land. I was going to get picked up by this tour to, where was I going? Now I can't remember. I was going to get picked up to go on a bioluminescent tour. Oh my God, that sounds so beautiful. So you kayak through the ocean. I think it's the ocean. And you get to see these tiny organisms that shine a neon blue all around you. And I had been going to the gym and going on the row machine. I'm like, I am not going to let it exhaust me or beat me. I'm going to kayak and look at the organisms and the moon. And it just sounded wonderful. Then for today, Sunday, I was going to go on a hike through the rainforest and jump into a watering hole via rope swing. I'm a very adventurous person. I was loving that idea. Then Monday, I was going to go to Old San Juan, just walk around, eat some food, buy some touristy stuff. And, I had outfits for each day, and I tried them all on, and it was really cute. And then that night, I was planning on going to this restaurant called Marmalade, where they have a tasting menu. I love food. I'm a foodie. And it has great reviews. I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to go to this restaurant. Tuesday, I was going to go to Condado Beach. I think it's a beach. Anyway, I was going to go to that area, go swim in the ocean. I was going to do a sunrise at the beach. And then none of it happened. Yesterday, Trump decided to bomb Venezuela and capture their president. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm not here to talk about that. That's what he did. And so it canceled all flights to the Caribbean. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get on my 7:30 a.m. flight. And at 4:21, Delta sends me a text message your flight has been canceled. My flights have never been canceled. I have flown a lot. My flight has never been canceled. So I try to get on the phone with Delta, but of course they're swamped with phone calls. And so I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to book another flight. So I book a Frontier flight, which I didn't want to take, but I booked one. Canceled. Then I book another Frontier flight for the evening. Okay, fine. I'll miss my first excursion. No problem. I'll still go and have a good time. Canceled. I was so disappointed. And then I started Googling and, well, what's going on? So when I saw what happened, I started thinking about going to a different country. I was going to go to Mexico. I was going to fly out today and go to Mexico. And there was a big part of me that was feeling like God said, no, not right now. Not right now. And I guess I could have felt like, man, can I catch a break? I've been through the worst of it. Can I catch a break? But I said, you know what? There's a country in turmoil right now. I think I did see some people celebrating when I looked on TikTok, some of the Venezuelans celebrating. So whether they like it, love it, or hate it, I'm not entirely sure. But it's not fun to have your president just taken away. I'm sure that messes up the flow of the country. So I said, let me not be so down. I'm safe. I'm healthy. I'm not stranded anywhere. I did not have any food in the house because I didn't plan on having any food in the house. I ate it all before my trip, and I was going to buy food when I got back. So, no Puerto Rico. And I'm not even sad about it. I was at first. I was down. I wasn't sad. I was disappointed. I'm not sad about it because I know everything for a reason, and God's protection doesn't always look the way we expect it to. And then today, I was in the Dollar General getting my poster board for my vision board. And the store manager, I asked her if she had any magazines. I was like, ooh, I'm going to buy magazines from Dollar General because they're going to be cheap. But they didn't have any. And then she asked me, oh, well, what are you doing, an arts and crafts project? And I said, no, I'm doing a vision board. And she said, oh my God, you're the second person to tell me to do a vision board. I'm like, well, that's confirmation. She's like, are they helpful? I said, oh, yeah. I said, do you believe in God? Because I don't assume that everybody believes in God because maybe what I'm going to say is not going to hit home with them. And she says, yeah, I do believe in God. I said, well, good. I said, well, even the Bible says to write the vision and make it plain. It's good for you to write it down so that you can achieve these things. I said, but if you weren't a Christian, I would have told you, it's good for focus. You pass your vision board every now and then, like, oh yeah, I said I was going to do that thing. Or one day you might walk past it and say, oh, dang, I did do that. So it's good for that. And so she's like, yeah, my mom's been telling me to do a vision board. I've been having a really hard time since my husband and I divorced. I moved out, packed up everything, and everything's still packed. I just can't bring myself to open the boxes. And I said, girl, I get it. I understand. Now, I didn't get a divorce, but I did tell her about the passing of my husband and that my son's father passed when I was 23. And the reason I told her that is because I did explain that this go around, I decided I didn't want to just sit in my mess and my depression. So I decided to do things that brought me joy. She said, oh yeah, I just did something like that. She said she went to the Grand Canyon. She went on a hike with her daughter and niece and all the things that she had gotten to do. I said, wow. I said, you went on a joy journey. I said, I just did something similarly a few months ago. What is that dog doing? Blue! Sorry. Blue, stop it. I was like, I just went on the joy journey a few months ago. I did something similar. So, I'm trying to encourage her and she starts tearing up and she just stops mid-sentence and she walks over to the shelf and she pulls up a book. It looks like a magazine, but obviously it didn't have any magazine. She's like, I'm gonna do something for you. She said, I'm gonna give you this. And I just start crying because it's very sweet of her. And definitely not taking any credit from her, but more credit goes to God. I hope you understand, girl. But it was so sweet of her. And I knew it was God just showing himself to me. And I told her, I said, wow, I really wasn't supposed to go to Puerto Rico. I was supposed to be here talking to you so that we could experience each other. She's like, amen. It was just the most beautiful experience. And that is part of this joy journey that I'm on. This joy journey doesn't end, just so you know. That is part of the joy journey that I'm on, is just seeing the joy in everything. Even in the disappointments, finding your joy in every little thing, seeing God in every little thing, because joy is everywhere. God is definitely everywhere. And I hope, I'm glad you're sticking with me while I'm doing this vision board, but I hope that as I do it, like, you see how peaceful it is. I have nothing else to do but what I did in second grade. Cut paper and glue it to a poster board. Like, back to childhood. I'm chilling. I'm not stressing. There's nothing to clean. There's probably something to clean. There's always something to clean. But there's nothing that I'm going to clean. I'm going to do this vision board, and whatever needs to be cleaned will be cleaned another time. I'm just having a great time just talking to y'all, creating my vision board. So let's talk about the vision board. I'm not going to show you everything that's on it because it's personal. But I can show you some of the things. Ready to turn the page. And I'm sorry that it's backwards. I'm not flipping my camera. Ready to turn the page. I am ready to turn the page on the next chapter of my life. Sometimes life gets so hard you just want to lay down and give up. And I did want to do that. I did want to give up. But not anymore. I'm sorry for all my dog's noise. He ate his food already, and now he is licking the bottom of the bowl. He's making every noise he possibly can. You know how, like, kids know when you're on the phone, it's time to go crazy? That's my dog right now, and I really don't know what his issue is. Anyway, so I am ready to turn the page. There's another one I can show you. Living out loud. I'm just going to live my life. Having this YouTube channel in general is odd. This dog. Having this YouTube channel is odd for me. You know, strangers are watching me. People I know, maybe, I don't know, because I haven't really promoted the YouTube channel that much, but people I don't know are watching. People will judge. I know people will judge. I don't want them to. It feels weird when you get judged, but this is my life, and nobody has to like it but me. So I will be living 2026 and the rest of my life out loud. So if you don't like it, and I wish you the best. And this is about the house I was telling you about. This new house. It's perfect. I do have some pictures too, but I got this salad. I don't really know if this is going to fit on the board. I think it will. But yeah, I'm still cutting things out. I don't have much to cut out. I have that salad to cut out. And I thought I had one more thing. Oh, that's it. I have two more things to cut out. And then I'm going to start gluing on my vision board. Have you ever done a vision board? Put it in the comments. Have you ever done a vision board? And if you have done a vision board, have you completed the things on the vision board? All of them? Some of them? Did it come to pass? My vision board last year, I had travel on there. And so when I was going to Puerto Rico, I was like, okay, that's going to be part of it. I did that part. No, I didn't. So vision boards don't always come to fruition 100%. I do believe they do at some point. Sometimes it takes longer than the year. Just because you wrote 2025 on it doesn't mean everything's going to get done that year. I have vision boards from the past that, I'm still checking things off. Ticking the boxes off. Is that what I want to say? But it keeps those goals front of mind. And, like I said, the Bible says to write the vision and make it plain. So no more rambling from me. This is just a regular little episode, a day in the evening with Keisha. I thank you for sitting with me as I fumble my way through my joy, but the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Let me know about your vision boards. Is there anything about the board that you can share, like something that you put on there? I shared with you that I have healthy eating, the house, living out loud. I don't know if you saw this paper. If you did, cool. If you didn't, I'm not telling you. But yeah, this is me, and I will see you next Tuesday with a different topic. And I really hope that you find your joy, because you deserve it. Stay rebellious.